Hi there, my name is Dave Lockwood with Remove Pros Demolition, and I would like to tell you a story about how we started our demolition business. So the demolition business started for us all the way back in 2006, 2007. We never really did any demo back then. So what happened is this. Real estate market crashed, went sideways, kind of selling real estate and doing a bunch of real estate stuff back then. Really had to start all over, had to figure out how to feed myself. I was doing stuff up north. I was doing stuff down here. I decided I wanted to stay down here. And so I really had to start over from zero. So I had my son Logan living with me. I was working for someone. I was learning a foreclosure program for them that this person teaches classes for rich dad, poor dad. The person thought she was going to lose her job and she was preparing for that. And I was learning this program for her so she could implement it in case she lost her job. She never lost her job, so we moved on. So what I was doing is I needed to survive long enough to get my wheels back on and to get back into the real estate business. So we're working through this and I'm trying to figure out how to survive. So, I'm kind of a scavenger. I always have been. So I see people, I see the foreclosed homes, they're putting everything out to the curb. And I'd heard about eBay. I heard about Craigslist, and I was selling some stuff on eBay, and I wasn't very good at it, but I was selling some stuff. I learned a little bit about it, and I really hadn't done anything on Craigslist. I'm driving down the street, heading back to the house. I needed to get changed to go to a lunch meeting with someone. I don't remember who or whatever. And I cruise down the road and I'm like, holy cow, look at that. That looks like it's a brand new couch. It's sitting on the sidewalk. It's in a rich neighborhood. I thought, wait, what's going on here? So I seen crazy stuff like this going on all the time. I was too proud and afraid what everybody thought about me to stop and do anything about it. But desperation kicked in. I needed to make some money. What I did is I went and I pulled over, got my truck pretty close to the couch because I thought I was going to pick it up for sure. And I thought for sure it was going to have a stain on it or the leg was broke or something like that. And lo and behold, to my surprise, there was none of that. So I opened up the back of my Explorer, moved everything out of the way, put two legs in, scooted it very carefully, made sure it didn't break the legs, put it in my truck, drove it down the street. Desperation is the mother of skill in this situation. So I took some quick pictures of it, side, front, each corner, back corners, front, side, everything, showed everything good. And then I put it on Craigslist for $100. And then I ran and met the person that I was meeting, who was also running late, by the way. I'm there at the restaurant. I went to the bathroom. Somebody calls me. They want the couch. I go and I meet them after my lunch meeting and they give me a $100 bill. I give them the couch and bada bing, bada boom. I'm like, holy cow, are you kidding me? Can this really be this easy? We had been picking up stuff here and there and having yard sales, and I was trying to sell stuff on eBay here and there. What we started doing is looking for these foreclosed homes that they were dumping stuff out onto the street, and we would go get all the goodies, and then we would have these gigantic yard sales, and then we would sell stuff on eBay. We started doing this, and I came up with this idea because I wanted to get more stuff. So I was driving around at night in the wealthier neighborhoods, and I also learned that it didn't matter if it was a wealthy neighborhood or not. At least at that time, there were so many foreclosures going on. So I drive around at night because I didn't want people to see me doing this. And I would pick up stuff, and I would pick up scrap metal and bring the scrap metal back, throw it into a pile, bring back the stuff that I could sell or I could fix or I could paint that I could make some money on. So I did that for a while, and then I started thinking, holy cow, this is a business. This is something I could make good money. I don't have to be accountable to anybody else. It's my own business. It's pretty profitable. I can make money right now. Don't have to have a fancy truck or fancy rig or anything like that. Fast forward. So then I start thinking of different ways I could get more stuff to sell. So I started running junk removal ads, started running them into Naples, Sanibel, Fort Myers Beach, Bonita Springs. And what I did is I put on the ad, hey, I will come pick up your unwanted furniture. Yes, I will take some junk and some garbage also, but what I'm doing is support my family this way. And what I would like to do is come and get your unwanted junk that you're going to throw away, that you don't want to end up in a landfill, that you're sick and tired of, that you don't want to have a yard sale and you don't want to sell on Craigslist yourself or whatever. And I'll come pick it up. I'll do a good job for you and I'll sweep up when I'm done. Couple things. One is worked. worked very good. I go to Naples and pick up stuff and come back to Cape Coral and have yard sales and sell it on Craigslist and eBay and make great money. And I got to the point where I have, several hundred things on Craigslist, several hundred things on eBay, and we'd have these gigantic, ginormous yard sales. So yard sales at that scale that's a lot of work. And I'm not afraid of work. Neither is my son or Talon. The three of us actually created this business together. My son's 29 now. Talon's probably 26. They have been right alongside of me the whole time we built this business. So we built it together. So we're doing the junk removals. People would say, hey, who do you know that takes out tile? Who do you know that takes out kitchen cabinets? Who do you know will take out this bathroom for me? Who do you know will do this? Who do you know will do that? And we were in the perfect position because us doing junk removal, people don't want to spend any money on junk removal. We were doing the junk removal and they're trying to figure out how to get this other stuff done for little money. One of the ladies asked me about the kitchen. I said, I'll take it out. She said, how much? I said, how about $300? She said, game on. Will you take it with you? I said, sure will. Before that, maybe 2 or 3 weeks before that, I'm driving down the road in Cape Coral. Somebody put out a kitchen cabinet set, and it wasn't the most attractive set I've ever seen. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't the greatest. And there was a couple of boxes that were broke a little bit and could easily be mended. So I brought it back to my house, put it on Craigslist. At 11 o'clock that same night, I'm helping somebody load it up into their car for $500. They gave me $500 for it. So I'm like, So at any rate, this lady asked me, will you take out this kitchen? Sure. It was a better kitchen than the one I picked up off the street. So instead of beating it with a hammer, I disassembled it and put it into my truck. Then I took it back home, put it up for sale. I think I put it up for about $1,000. It took a couple weeks or so, but I did sell it for that. So now I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Okay, fast forward again. Now I'm working for another guy. He has us come and picking stuff up. I meet him. His name's Al. And he says to me, can you come get this stuff? And it was leftover materials from another job he did. And he had us picking up furniture and stuff, a property he just bought. And then he says to me, I've been waiting for a month to get this tile guy. He's really good price, but he's very busy. He says, the guy that was going to take the tile out won't call me back. He says, I'm in a pickle. If I can't have this ready for this guy in 3 or 4 days, when he comes, I'm going to have to wait for another 2 or 3 weeks to get him. And that's pretty common in Florida. I don't know if it's the same anywhere else. But if you want to get a decent contract for a decent price, you're going to wait. So he says, would you take the tile up for me? I'm like, sure. How much? He says, well, it's 2,000 square feet. I'm like, wow. I said, sure, I'll take it up. I said, but all I have is a 60-pound jackhammer. And that's because I knew one of my buddies had a 60-pound jackhammer in his garage. He wasn't using it. And I said, that's all I got to do it with. I said, what about the thin set? He said, you don't have to take the thin set up. He's putting a thick bed and putting marble in or something. I don't remember. It didn't matter. No problem. So I went and got this 60-pound jackhammer. I had the workout of my life because I was in my 50s then. Probably 45. I don't know. But anyway, it was a lot of work. But I did it in a day and a half, and he gave me $1 a square foot, which is not a good price, but guess what? It worked. So that's $2,000. We were struggling. $2,000 was like winning the lottery. So I did that for him. Then I started thinking, oh my God, maybe there's a business here. So Logan and I are living in Cape Coral. One day we sitting down having dinner, and we had a conversation and said, you know what? We moved to Florida because of the beaches and because it's beautiful, and we want to enjoy living the Florida lifestyle in a bigger way. I said, Logan, let's move to Fort Myers Beach. He's like, can we afford that? I said, no, but we'll figure it out. So I started riding my bike down here and calling the for sale by owner people who were renting their places out and talking to them. And I finally found a lady. So we ended up living in a house. Her house fronted the beach. This was the guest house that had belonged to the fancy house that she lived in. And she rented it to us for a really good price because she knew that I was going to pay the rent. She had a lot of trouble with renting it to multiple people, and then one guy wouldn't pay his rent and the other one couldn't afford to pay it, and she dealt with this over and over and over and over. So she rented it to us for a really good price, which is awesome. We got to live right there. Actually about 2 football fields from the downtown Fort Myers Beach town square, which was beautiful. It was there that we realized, plus we got closer to Naples because that's where we preferred to pick stuff up from. Marching along, busting our butts, doing this stuff. So we saved up enough money and we bought a truck. Then we saved up enough money and we bought a trailer. This was just an ordinary trailer. We'd load it at the house and take it to the dump and throw it out. Now we had limited space. So what we would do is load into the truck what we wanted to keep. We would load everything into the trailer that we were throwing away and at the back of the truck, just to make it more convenient. And a lot of times we just left the stuff on there. So then we got the money together. We bought a broken down, the box van needed work. So we fixed it up, got it lettered, we take out kitchens, we take out baths, we take out flooring, we take out hot tubs, we do junk removal and put that on the side of our trucks. The same language is on the trucks today, the same language, the same things that we do. We've added a few now because we do complete demos and we also do concrete cutting. So we grew this business into a pretty big business. If you look us up, it's www.removeitpros.com. The next thing we did is we busted our butt. We saved up the money. We bought a dump trailer. Now we didn't have to unload this stuff. So again, we bought a beat up dump trailer, made some repairs to it, put it back together, got it to where it worked. So after that, we keep doing this thing. And the next thing you know, we're buying demo hammers. We're taking up tile. I worked a deal out on a couple places and we just manually took up tile. And dude, I'll tell you what, that is an incredible amount of work. One of the guys was putting tile into this property one day and he took me and said, "Hey, let me show you how to do this because you're going to kill yourself." So he says, "I have never seen anybody work like you do." So at any rate, so he shows me a hammer with a wide paddle, use a grinder to get the thin set up with a vacuum and easily duplicatable. I took pictures of what he had and I duplicated that. So my purpose here is to explain to you that I know you wouldn't walk down the street and step over a $100 bill and not pick it up. You have $100 bills sitting everywhere. If you put cards together and just handed them out and said, "Hey, whatever unwanted junk you don't want to throw away that you're just going to get rid of, I'll take it." I want to show you how easy it is to start. You don't have to even go into the demo business, but going into the junk removal business, an easy segue is to go into the demolition business. A lot of places you have to be licensed to be in the demolition business. There are parts of the demolition business that are very profitable that you don't have to have licensing for, at least here. I'm not sure. It's probably just very similar everywhere else. I'm going to do an e-course here. I'm going to have a bunch of videos explaining how to do this stuff and the nuts and bolts and the way we wrote the ads and so on and so forth. The A to Z. I am so excited to be able to show how to do this and how easy it is and that you don't have to have these crazy computer skills or anything like that to make money and that you can start making money right now. It's helpful if you've got a pickup truck and a trailer. Not necessary. It'd be helpful if you have an SUV and a trailer. That would be something that would be helpful. It doesn't have to be either of those because you can just pick up smaller items. You're just going to have to work a little harder to just get the smaller items. And you can write your ads that way and so on and so forth. So I'm going to show you A to Z how we did this and how easy it is to do what we did and how quickly we grew. I got over 35 trucks, got 40 something trailers, all starting from really zero. Because after the real estate crash, I went to zero. Remove It Pros Demolition. If you like what you see, hit a like, subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video.